Anything you start, you will see it. And the moment we start showing you, we are going to make sure we stitch you until you go viral. You want to go viral, you will go viral. Because the last time was a Nigerian guy. Now it's Asian woman. Asian woman took to a podcast, sat down with her uncalled for makeup, as far as I'm concerned, set the mic, and the only thing that will come out of her mouth, even before the discussion starts, is no, 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 no. I do not want people without culture. It didn't only end there. That is not the annoying part. To make it worse, this woman literally opened her mouth to say that they fought for black people. I keep saying it. It's not every single person, podcasters, it's not every single person you just bring to your podcast. I'm just going to stand here first. Sonia, calm down. Credit belongs to the original creators of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. And guys, let me go ahead and roll out the clip so that you guys can actually watch. And let me know what you think in the comment section. Don't mind my husband lying at my back, okay? So let's go watch.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture, I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture. You rolling.
I need somebody with culture.
Americans don't have culture.
I got culture.
We got the culture. We are the culture.
Who the culture?
We are the culture. Globally, they know about Black Americans.
No, hold on. We not
Globally, they know about Black Americans.
But you gotta remember 1804, baby. I'm the one that won
American. We're not gonna use the word American.
Yeah, Black Americans.
I ain't gonna hold
That's
you.
fine,
are the
but listen,
culture.
1804, I'm the reason why you have your independence.
That's the part I hate about
Haitians was the
Caribbean
first
people, though.
free independent country. First black free independent.
That ain't got nothing to do with. That don't got nothing to do with America.
That's nice. I'm just letting you know the reason why y'all have y'all independence.
Y'all coming over here because of us, because of the hard work that Black Americans do.
You know Haiti is like in debt for $1 trillion because
you know why? Because the French owe us how much?
So y'all got
No, y'all
independence
been
for what?
paying.
What?
Wait, when you say Haiti's the reason the Americans got their independence, what do you mean by that?
How they gonna cook me for that?
What do you
Learn
mean by
your
that?
history.
Y'all gotta cut that
We
out.
won.
African Americans are free?
I'm not saying that we set the revolution. The reason we were the first independent free country.
Nobody give a fuck about y'all, bro.
Look at him pointing. Look at him pointing.
no.
Are you crazy?
No, but by paying Britain, what?
I'm talking about we set the thing. We the one that set it. 1804, we was the first free
y'all have-
independent Caribbean country.
I'm not gonna go in depth with
Are you
that, but
crazy?
y'all have.
But what that got to do with America?
African American.
We said it, and then y'all followed.
Y'all said it for yourselves, not for
We
no
said
Black
it, and then
Americans.
y'all followed.
And we set the stage for y'all immigrants to come over here and profit off of America.
You saying that?
And you're mad that we came to. Oh,
No,
it's a
I'm not
profit.
mad. I'm not
I don't-
mad.
don't hell nobody's hustle.
I'm telling you what Black culture provided for you and your family.
How that provide for me and my
Because
family?
we set the
'Cause you
standard.
came here.
I
We set the
Who
standard.
came here? I didn't come here.
You
Your
here right
family
now.
did?
My family came here.
And you're here
And
now.
they made their money and they went right back to Haiti. So what's up?
So why you ain't go right back to Haiti?
Because why would I come back to Haiti? I'm Gucci where I'm at.
Where your parents live?
They here.
What?
And they doing the flow.
How's that going
on
right
Labor
back to
Day.
Haiti? That ain't going right back to Haiti.
On Labor Day? They ain't been on Labor Day.
Sorry, I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture. I'm sorry.
Now this, ladies and gentlemen, is the reason why I no longer go by African American. I am full-blown Black American, because the rest of the clip, which I will not play, was just so highly disrespectful that young man stated that he wasn't mad. He doesn't have to be mad. I'll be mad for you, because for you to be culture vultures to the work ethic that Black Americans put out for you to take advantage of, and you come and you disrespect us on this magnitude, unforgivable. To say that Black people don't have culture. Not only did we invent our own culture, we started a whole revolution, the Civil Rights Act, that allowed immigrants like you to come over and prosper off of the hard work that we have established. Not only that, then you decide to come here and realize that you have more of an advantage than Black Americans, because white supremacy utilize you guys to spread what a good black person is supposed to be, what a good black person is supposed to look like, and you guys fed into it to the point where you believe that you are better than the people who gave you the opportunity to step foot on these goddamn lands and prosper. So now you and your people come over here and want to be nurses. You and your people come over here and want to do investments. You and your people come over here and you get to go to colleges. And you have the audacity to come and talk shit about us. Without us, sweetheart, we have been a global revolution. Because let's talk about it. In other places, like the UK, Australia, y'all had not even a voice. To the point that even Idris Elba, Cynthia Erivo, had to bring their British asses here in order for them to get roles in movies. Daniel Caesar had to leave Canada to come here and build his music career. Tyler could have stayed her ass in South Africa, but no, she decided to broaden and come here to try to build her music career. Don't you dare disrespect black people on any level. Black Americans, I'm sorry, I'm going to say that because the diaspora is not diasporing for me. And you can go ahead and say, oh, well, it was only one person. Like, don't take it to offense. No, it wasn't just one person. Let's go ahead and play that tape.
Sweet potatoes, you don't put no water in it. I'm gonna have to pass. Wait, so you wanna steal? So y'all both gonna walk away? You gonna walk, okay? Yeah. That's slave food. I don't do that, babe. I'm not a slave. I was never a slave.
To get rejected and then immediately go into white supremacy talking points, trying to believe that you are better than us, is crazy. It's crazy, crazy work. You act like we decided to get on a journey. Our ancestors decided to jump on the Nina, the Pinto, the Santa Maria for a vacation, darling. We were forced. I will always be team black, pro-black. But I don't protect those level of blackness. They're on their own. Now you could say, oh, well, that's not how it should work. We have to unite. We're not the problem. I'm so tired of everyone thinking that black Americans have to fix the divide that they never created. A lot of the attacks to other cultures are reciprocal. You gave it to us first, and then we decided to reciprocate. Does it make it good? No, because two rights don't make it wrong. You know what I mean? Like, it's so bad. But the disrespects come for y'all first because y'all want to be in white proximity so bad. You want to prove to massa that you are the good ones, that you aren't the violent criminals that everyone said that black Americans are. We aren't the lazy ones. We're actually good. You will never be one of them. You will never be accepted, regardless of what space that you decide to go in. You can be in that golf course. You could be in the country club. They still will look at you as the lucky ninja that you are. So please do better. Educate yourself. Because if you think I'm embarrassed about eating my slave soul food, which is not the only thing that we have created. Sweetie, them perms that you put in your hair, Madam C.J. Walker, a black American woman, created. We have done so much with so little. That should be embarrassing for you. You should be upset at yourself for not reaching the heights of black excellence that black Americans have created.
No, I'm sorry, I can't do Americans. I need somebody with culture, I'm sorry.
Black Americans got culture. Americans got culture.
It's so funny that these Haitian women are saying black Americans don't have culture while they are cosplaying black American women, talking just like black American women, acting, dressing just like black American women. I don't think y'all get down like that in Haiti. It's so funny that you say that Black American people don't have culture when all your Haitian rappers like Kodak Black act just like Black American people, rap just like Black American people. You think they got that from y'all culture? People always say, you know, Black American people, they hate where they who they really are. They hate being called African American. But it really seemed like all of y'all really hate where y'all come from, because y'all cosplay Black American people so well and don't represent nothing where the fuck y'all came from.
When I was in Africa, I had to school an African guy about Black people not having a culture. This is gonna be 3 parts. And I'm not coming for nobody. I'm not dogging nobody out, but it's important to get the truth out there from somebody who's seen both sides of the coin. So one day it's something like a mall. There's a lot of people walking back and forth, right? So I see a store and I go inside. I'll speak to the guy, he speaks back, a Nigerian guy. He said, "Oh, you from America?" "Yeah." "I love America." "Okay, cool." He said, "Matter of fact, Tupac is my favorite artist of all time." I said, "You mean like your favorite rapper?" "No, my favorite singer, musician of all time." I said, "Okay." These are the Tuskegee Airmen, by the way. So he starts giving me all of these facts and background history about Tupac, right? Telling me all kind of stuff about Tupac. I said, okay, you know, a lot of that stuff is kind of, you know, not 100% accurate, but okay, cool, you got it. And he starts naming off all of these other things: Mike Tyson, Denzel, Whitney Houston, stuff that I had forgot about, right? I had forgot about most of the stuff he was talking about, but he remembered. He knew everything play for play. This is Madam C.J. Walker. Then we get like 10, 15 minutes into the conversation. He comes with the, well, because you know y'all ain't got no culture. Here we go. I said, "Didn't you just get done telling me about everything America, from Tupac to Whitney Houston to Mike Tyson and everything in between?" "Yeah, but that don't really count. Y'all ain't got no culture." I said, "Okay, let's do an experiment." So we was kind of standing by the door and I'm noticing what I see walk past, right? I said, let's do an experiment. Everything I see that's Black American, I'm gonna point out. Everything that you see that's traditional African, you point out. I said, let's go. First person walked past, Nikes. Second person walked past, do-rag. Third person walked past, it was a girl with the weave, with the swoop. Next person walked past, had a hoodie on. Next person walked past, had another Nike, Reebok. You know what I mean? Just all of these different brands and styles that come from Black America. Like a good 25, 30 people walked past, and I'm pointing every single one of them out. Finally, this lady walked past with some traditional African gear on. This is Frankie Knuckles. He's the one that started house music, you know, where Amapiano and Afro beats come from. Finally, this lady walked past that had on some traditional African gear. I said, you see how long it took for you to recognize some traditional African wear? And it took me less than 2 seconds to see somebody with some traditional Black American clothes on? He said, yeah, I guess I kind of see what you're saying. I said, that's our culture. That's our culture. He couldn't say nothing. Part 2 coming up of why they think Black Americans don't have a culture. This is part 2 of why Black people around the world feel like Black Americans don't have a culture. These are the Buffalo Soldiers. When you talk about culture, the thing that divides one culture from the next is the language that they speak. That's what makes a German person German, is the language that they speak. That's what makes a Spanish person Spanish, because they speak Spanish. French people speak French. People from England speak English, right? So that's what they look at as the basis for a culture, is the language that they speak. And since Black Americans don't have our own independent language, they feel like we don't have a culture, because language carries with it ways of dressing, ways of acting, ways of behaving, ways of cooking, ways of dancing, ways of everything else is encoded in the language that you speak. So since they feel like we don't have our own independent language, that we must not have anything else that makes and encompasses a culture. But here's the thing. The continent of Africa has close to 2,000 individual independent languages. This is George Washington Carver. He developed peanut butter, amongst other things. So what that means is that you have a continent of people that can't communicate with each other. That's why they have to use English to communicate between people in Africa. The person that lives in Kenya wouldn't be able to ask the person in Ghana for a cup of water unless they did like this, because the words that they're speaking are completely different. That would be similar to America. Detroit had a different language than Chicago. Chicago has a totally different language than Miami. Houston has a completely different language than that. Vegas has a completely different language than that. LA has a completely different language. Denver, Memphis, St. Louis, Minnesota, like everywhere would have a completely different language. So therefore the people couldn't communicate with each other. That's why English is the foundation for them to communicate. Even if they were to learn a different language, they use English to teach that language. So we have a culture, we just speak English, and it's universal around the United States, and we can communicate with each other. But we have our own individual ways of talking, cooking, dancing, dressing, behaving, walking, talking, everything else that means a culture except our own individual language. Another reason why they feel like we don't have a culture is because our style of dress is more modern. I'll put it like that. We don't have the animal print skins. We don't have the crown with the feathers and, you know what I mean, all that different stuff. And shoes that's woven out of different materials, and you take banana leaves and make some clothes out of. We don't have that. So they feel like we don't have a culture because we don't have those things. The way that we build our houses is more modern than putting, you know, mud and grass together to build a structure, right? We use different materials. So that's another reason why they think that we don't have a culture. But our culture is just different. Just because it's not old doesn't make it non-existent. Part 3 coming up. So this is the third and final part of why the rest of the world feels like Black Americans don't have a culture. This is Lewis Latimer. He invented the light bulb. The thing that I think most people fail to realize is that the rest of the world has been consuming Black American culture since the 60s. Pretty much since the invention of the TV. Black American culture has been broadcast to the entire world. The American media has been siphoning Black American content ever since the invention of the TV to broadcast it to the entire world. That's Black American culture. So people have been consuming Black American culture so long that they fail to see the distinction between their culture and our culture, because our culture has been adapted by every other culture in the world, so they feel like it's theirs. The easiest way I can explain it is this. You ever seen a little kid listening to some rap and they kind of zoned out, and the rap they listening to is selling drugs, doing drugs, busting at the ops, running from the police, you know, spinning the block, fighting, shooting, all that stuff? The mind is so powerful in that way, informing images and the imagination, that kid doesn't even realize that that's not real life. In his mind, he really feels like that's his life. And then life imitates art, and then he ends up going down that road. That's the same thing that happens with Black American culture around the world. It's broadcast so much, and people adapt it so much, and they use it so much till they cannot tell the difference between their culture and our culture, not recognizing the things that they're saying and doing and acting and behaving and cooking like come from our culture, because they're just doing what they see on TV. It's hard to tell the difference between the creation and the imitation. The imitation is so frequent, the imitation is so pervasive, is so prominent, that the people that's doing the imitating fail to realize that they didn't do the creation. Oh yeah, this is Chuck Berry, I forgot. He's the father of what we would call rock and roll. Michael Jackson, Beyonce, Whitney Houston, Prince, you name it, can trace it all back to here. So yeah, so since the media, quote unquote, was developed in America, and Black American culture is the foundation for all cultural things in America, and the media is broadcast all over the world, then that means Black American culture is broadcast over the world. So all of the new things that people consume via media, social media, all of the other things that they consume, it all comes from Black American culture. And it's broadcast all over the world. And people use it so much and so frequently that to them, they just doing something new that they see on TV. They just doing something different, not realizing where it come from.
Cultural scam alert. Please watch until the end.
Oh man, foundational Black Americans, we have a problem. New York City specifically, we have a problem. And this problem has to be addressed. This problem has to be shared. This problem must reach all Black Americans across all 50 plus states. This is not okay. So what I'm about to show y'all is very important, all right? Okay, let's get into it. Okay, so Friday, I was scrolling down my Instagram social media, and I saw that a girl that I considered my friend, I saw that she was curating an art show. So I said, okay, let me go and see what this art show is about. It's a art show that's going to be held at the FIT Museum. So this is pretty huge for, you know, Black History Month, all right? So I saw that it was a Black History Month exhibition, right? That's going to be ran from February 9th all the way up until the end of the month. So I made a comment under the post. I said, hey, are these artists Black Americans? And I'm going to insert the comment that I left under the post, all right? So I'm going to incorporate that into this video. She then responds back and says, I'm glad you asked me that question. And she gave me a rundown on these are Jamaicans, la 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 la. I'm like, this is Black American History Month. This is not a diaspora history month. So in that moment, I expressed to her that, okay, this is a clear problem. This is not cool. This is Black American History Month, right? This is not a Black diaspora type event, right? Because they have their own celebrations. They have a whole month in June, and I think that's the Caribbeans. The Caribbeans have a whole month in June, and then like Africans have a African History Month in like I think September. So like these groups have separate history months dedicated specifically to them. They've created their own history months that's dedicated specifically to them. They do not include Black Americans in their history months, right? So I expressed to her that this is not cool. This is a Black History Month event, and you have, I mean, I don't even think you have any Black American artists in the event. She said to me, then she said like, oh, I think she said like, oh, we have some Black American artists. I'm disappointed that you would even assume that we don't. Okay, so I asked, the very first question that I asked her, literally when I seen the post was, are these Black American artists? And she did not give any background on if they were Black American or not. She specifically named all these different other ethnicities instead. So I had no indication that any of the artists were Black Americans, which I still do not believe any of the artists is Black Americans, foundational Black American, indigenous heritage Black Americans. No immigration stories, no immigration lineage. All right, so this is where we are bumping heads, me and her at this point. Like, no, we're not having that. We're not having it anymore. So she then goes to send me a voice note. She sends me a voice note. Actually, the Black Student Council of FIT commented under the post, and they were saying that, oh, you're not going to erase my Blackness. I don't know, whoever was controlling that account was basically not Black American, because it was like, you're not going to erase my Blackness, da 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 da. They was pretty much saying Black history is for everybody. Black History Month was created for everybody. They then went and removed all of the conversations that I had under the post with the creator of the post and the FIT Black Student Union. They deleted it all, and I have the message of Jomani, that's the girl named Jomani, saying that they deleted the comments. All right, I'm gonna include that into this video as well, because now not only are they taking opportunities away from indigenous foundational Black Americans, they're silencing us as well, while still using our peoples, our fights, our contribution to the Americas and to the world for their own personal gain. I want y'all to listen to a clip of Jomani. This is one of the curators for the show. This is the girl who also deleted the comments under the post. This is the girl who is going tooth and nails to defend that Caribbeans, Africans, Afro-Latinos, etc. contributes to Black History Month. This is all of ours. This is the hill she's dying on. So I want y'all to take a listen to this audio clip.
So basically, I understand where you're coming from because I've been in the crossroads of this conversation because my family, my father's side is Black American and my mother's side is Guyanese American. As a Black person that has two parts, Black American and Guyanese American, I've always been at the divide of which is more Black and which is more rooted in culture. And I understand Black culture and I understand Guyanese and Jamaican and African.
Okay, let's pause right there because she clearly just said she understands Black culture, she understands Jamaican culture, she understands African culture, she understands Caribbean culture. So she made a clear distinction that there are different cultures. These are different cultures, okay? So she herself knows exactly what she's doing. She knows that Black culture is not Jamaican culture, it's not Caribbean culture, it's not African culture. She clearly just indicated that.
But the problem that I'm facing in this conversation is that because of the contributions that Africans, Americans, Caribbean, Afro-Latino.
Again, I want to point out that she just made another clear distinction between cultures. She said Americans, Africans, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos. So she knows there's a clear distinction between all of these groups of people, okay?
Have made in the culture, the Black culture as a whole, it's one has to be more important than the other, and that's not true.
So she's saying that Africans, Caribbeans, Afro-Latinos all participated in creating Black culture. That's what she said. She just said that they all participated in creating Black culture, Black American culture, foundational Black American culture, the culture that was created before any of those groups arrived here, the culture that was created by our ancestors, by our elders that's still alive today, the culture that the people of that set culture fought for. So the people of those other cultures that she distinctly described, yeah, our people fought for them to be able to be over here today. Black culture fought for them to be over here today to enjoy our Black culture. But she's saying that Afro-Latinos, Caribbeans, Africans, they helped create this culture. And that is a fucking fat, false lie.
I understand if in Juneteenth, I put together a show specifically for Juneteenth about Caribbean or Nigerian, or I understand that being a problem because Juneteenth was specifically for Black Americans and freedom.
And so is Black History Month. That started out as Negro Week. The Negroes that have no Caribbean lineage, the Negroes that have no African lineage, the Negroes that have no Latino lineage, the foundational Black American Negroes. That's what you're talking about. You're talking about the foundational Black Americans. That's what you're talking about. Negro Week is the same motherfucking thing as Black History Month. It's for the same set group of people. It was created long before Africans, Caribbeans, Latinos stepped their fucking foot into this land, okay? I just want to make that clear.
But Black History Month was created as National Negro Week. Negroes, colored, Black.
Yes, those ethnic markers are all for the same people. Foundational Black Americans. Negro, colored, Black American, Afro-American, mulatto. We were American Indians before they gave us any of those. That, what you're naming, is for us. It has nothing to do with Africans from the continent. It has nothing to do with Caribbeans. It has nothing to do with Latinos.
I would think that having that dialogue on our Black contributions, there wouldn't be a delineation of which culture has the biggest say-so. Obviously, I put a majority of Black American culture. A majority of Black American culture.
So y'all hear, she said she put a majority of Black American culture. She said she put a majority of Black American culture. My question for her was, are the artists for this event Black American? Put in Black American culture into the event. Obviously, you would do that because the theme is Black History Month. But are the artists who are benefiting from this show foundational Black Americans, indigenous Black Americans? And I'm not talking about first, second, third generation Africans or Caribbeans who family had to get an immigration card or y'all got immigration status to be here. We're not talking about those people. So, are the artists Black American? That was the question. But she said she put Black American art. These people, we gotta watch them.
To answer your question too, my family is from, my dad's side, from America.
We don't know this 100%, guys. We don't know this. Jomani, you said you could provide authentication. You could provide that your family is of Black American lineage descent. I would love to see that. I would love to see that. Show it. Show it. Y'all have to be able to trace y'all ancestry back to the very first census here. So I would love to see your family trace back to the very first census. But that's neither here or there. I don't care if you have half Black American lineage. If you have half Black American lineage, then you yourself should know better than anybody that these other people don't have shit to do with Black American History Month. So I'm really cutting my eye at you now.
They were like, My great-grandparents were rooted in America. It goes all the way back to the 1800s. I can provide screenshots from my ancestry that I looked up and researched myself. I'm very proud of my Black American heritage. But that doesn't erase being Black across the board. American, Afro-American, Afro-Latino, Afro-Caribbean. That doesn't erase that. And that's really hard to come to that conclusion of which one.
See, this is exactly why by ethnics and biracial, you know, people who have half Black American lineage, we cannot allow them to speak for the Black American heritage, for the foundational Black American community, because these people, these by ethnic and biracial, they have a loyalty problem. They have a loyalty issue. They are compromised because they have half of something else, which put them in a compromising situation. So we cannot have them speaking for us. We cannot have them curating anything for us, especially when it's something as serious and important as Black American History Month, okay? We cannot. So now I'm directing my frustration, my concern to FIT, the university. I'm directing my energy to the university because ultimately the university is also under fire because they did not do their due diligence. Sorry, they did not do their due diligence to put the right people in place to curate this event. All right. So now let's redirect our focus to the university. Okay. So I immediately, after I calmed down, of course, I emailed FIT and I emailed the Black Student Council for, I guess, this event as well. I emailed them Friday. I'm going to put the email in this post so you guys can see. Make sure y'all screenshot it because I'm not going to sit around with y'all to read. Okay, so as y'all can see, I emailed FIT Friday asking them to reconsider having this show, at least until they can bring somebody in the doors that is actually a foundational Black American, somebody who is actually of the lineage, somebody who knows that this is so important that we cannot just have anybody in these rooms posing as us and benefiting from our contributions, our history, our ancestors' work. This is not cool. So yes, myself as an artist, I took this very seriously and I was very offended. I am very offended. So FIT, to the staff and administration at FIT, Black America, foundational Black Americans, indigenous Black Americans, heritage Black Americans are asking you, we're not even asking, we're demanding you to put a hold on this show and get some appropriate curations, get some appropriate artists for the show, and stop committing erasure to Black American culture. Because what I read from this was insidious. I'm going to put some posts in, guys, of FIT. This is on their official Instagram. Look how disrespectful this is. Collections of the museum at FIT by fashion designers from 8 African countries. 8 African countries, y'all. This is crazy. Okay, as y'all can see, the Dominican Republic, Congo, Ethiopia, Ghana, Kenya, Mali, Nigeria, and South Africa. Each look is meticulously rendered in 3D. So they went out and got African designers to cover Black History Month. And at the end, it got innovation and enduring influence of African fashion while preserving its cultural heritage for the future generation. This has nothing to do with Black History Month. All of this has been planned. All of this has been planned. And not only has it been planned to exclude foundational Black Americans, it's been planned to prop Africans on a pedestal, Caribbeans on a pedestal, Afro-Latinos on a pedestal. It's giving work to people who are not foundational Black American, like the professors that's involved into this. I'm going to incorporate their screenshots on this as well. These are non-Black people with their hands into a curation for Black History Month. This should not be acceptable. You would think a university like FIT would do their due diligence to make sure everything about this was correct, but hey, here we are. It is completely erasing Black American history and the contributions that we deserve, the opportunities that we deserve. What I need from FBA, Solon, Indigenous American Indians, however you self-identify as a foundational Black American, as an indigenous Black American, as a heritage Black American, I need for y'all to share this video. I need for y'all to tag FIT, on their Instagrams. I need for y'all to email them and let them know how disappointed y'all is and how unacceptable this is. I need y'all to share this fucking message. We got to get this out because there should not be a museum having a fucking, excuse my language again, but there should not be an exam having a Black American History Month curation and there's no Black American involvement into it. So yes, guys, share. All right.
Go blow up their Instagram. Blow up their email, museuminfo@fitnyc.edu.
Core aspects of Black Americans' culture, history and identity, legacy of African ancestries, slavery, Reconstruction, Jim Crow, and civil rights. Strong cultural memories and storytelling about survival and resilience. Shared identity shaped by both struggles and creativity. Now, music, spiritual and gospel, blues, jazz, R&B and soul, funk, hip-hop and rap, house, go-go, trap, drill, regional sound. Then when it comes to language and communication, Black Americans vernacular English, we have call and response styles in speech and languages. We have expressive storytelling, humor, word play and rhymes. Then when it comes to their food, in bracket, we have soul food and beyond. We have fried chicken, collard green, mac and cheese, cornbread, yam, black eyed peas, barbecue traditions, regional food culture, southern Carol, sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong, gula, green cheese. When it comes to religion and spirituality, Black churches, traditions, Baptist, AME, Pentecostal. We have gospel music and praise culture. We have faith as community support and activism. We have growing presence of Islam, African spiritual system and tradition. Then when it comes to family and community values, we have extended family network, choosing family and community caretaking, respect for others, collective responsibility. When it comes to act and expression, we have spoken words and poetry, we have dance style, stepping hip hop, we have visual act and morals, we have fashion as self-expression and resistance. Then when it comes to fashion and style itself, we have streetwear influence, we have hairstyle, which is braid, locks, afro, fades. We have cultural significance of hair. We have transiting across global fashion. Then when it comes to celebration and tradition, we have Juneteenth, we have Black History Month, we have homecoming, especially at ABCUs. We have cookouts, we have family reunion. Then when it comes to social and political influence, we have the civil rights movement, we have the Black Power movement, we have the ongoing activism through arts, music, and protests. When it comes to humor and joy, we have deep tradition of comedy and roasting, we have memes, we have slangs and internet culture, we have joy as resilience and healing. Tell me how Black Americans are supposed to still have culture over this. You claim that Black Americans do not have culture, but you cannot live American as a Haitian woman. And you see, this is why once Black Americans said they are not going to be supporting everybody, in fact, they should not even support anybody, I 100% stand with them. Because you are on a podcast and they've not even said anything so much. You say you don't want to talk to people that do not have culture. And then you went ahead to break it down to make it look like Haitians are the first people to have freedom and Haitians are the first people to pave way for other people's independence. Where at the end of the day, Haitians cannot do without Black Americans. Black Americans paved way. They went through Jim Crow segregation. They went through redlining, a lot of things just to make sure you come to America. Just to make sure you are eating, you are benefiting. Your grandma according to what you say, brought you there. Your parents are still in America. You are still in America. You did not go to Asian that you think have culture enough. Since we are talking about culture, and now Haitians do have culture, right? Why didn't you pack your bag and baggages and go to a place that have culture? You have to say it. Honestly, that is why it is even very good, as the second clip that I wrote in this video said. He said, I think the second clip, yeah, he said this is why he will never identify himself as African American. And I'm happy for that. Because why do I need to identify myself with people that at the end of the day, they see us as nothing, they see us as nobody? I'm just done dealing with a Nigerian guy that said Black Americans, was talking about culture and the rest of that. Now Haitians. Then later you want Black Americans to come out, you want them to protest, you want them to stand, you want them to shout solidarity forever. You want them to come and start saying, oh, immigrants must stay. In fact, both legal and illegal, everybody should pack out and go. Go to your country, go develop your country that have culture. Enjoy what your country have. Not coming to Black American spaces, looking into their eyes and pulling it down to their face that they do not have culture. Black Americans have culture. Even for you to sit on that podcast, you are enjoying their culture. You are literally enjoying their culture. And why is it so terrible that a lot of people that just go ahead to bash Black Americans, their makeup, the person that is robbing them all of this makeup before they will come on sit and come and say that, I don't know where they are getting them from. Honestly. Because what's that? Whatever. Credit belongs to the original creator of every single clips and stitches we have in our today's episode. Guys, subscribe, like this video, drop in your comments, and lastly, do not forget to share. I want to say a very big thank you to every one of you liking, commenting, sharing, supporting this channel. I really do not take you guys for granted. You guys are absolutely the best. And thank you so much for staying stick and with me to the end of this video. And yes, with that being said, with no further ado, I do like I say in my videos. I'm going to be saying bye and I'll see you guys in my next one, guys. For now, bye. I love you guys. Mwah.